Okay, so I just got done doing the 5-minute preview of what my skill set is within the time frame allotted. And one of the things that I did within that time frame was I used these rather large scale polka dots for a small size cake. So before I even finalize this cake, I'm going to go on ahead and create that. That's something about me that I think is very important for you to know. If I don't like the product that I'm sending out, I'm going to take time to go back and redo it. So I'm just going to make polka dots that are smaller and include both pink and white because I like the color combination. I'm going to finish up on some cupcakes and I'm going to answer some questions for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get to work and fire away whenever you'd like.
How would you describe your personality?
I'd say I'm very outgoing and I'm loud. I hate to admit it at times, but I'm definitely a loud person. I love life and I consider myself active. I hardly ever take time to stop and relax.
How would your friends and toughest critics describe you?
I'm going to start with the worst of the two, I guess. I think my toughest critics would say that I'm probably too busy and I'm probably too giving. I tend to give a lot of myself for others, and sometimes that can really turn around and bite me. Bite me in the booty. I said booty, and I can edit that out.
What is your best and worst quality?
I think my best and my worst quality are one and the same. I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I think for that reason I'm very, very open to other people. I'm really good about being able to step back and perceive the thoughts of others, kind of take a moment to stand in their shoes. But then in the same breath, that can be my worst quality as well because, like I said, I just tend to give too much of myself and people can take advantage of that. So I need to toughen up along the way and, I don't know, probably protect myself a little bit more.
What types of people or things push your buttons?
Okay, so kind of pet peeves, I guess, of mine. First thing, I can't stand it when people have stuff in their teeth. I don't know why. It just really, really drives me nuts, and I'm unable to focus on anything that they're saying because I'm more concerned about what's in their teeth. I also don't like messes, and I don't like clutter. I really can't stand it when people have to hoard everything. Like, I don't get why people would want to keep envelopes that bills come in. It doesn't make much sense to me, but I guess that's just me. I kind of function off of a very organized system, and anytime that anything is disarray or out of that system, I can feel myself getting a little bit stressed or antsy about a situation. So, go with that.
How do you feel you react to criticism?
In the moment, I take criticism pretty hard, especially if it's something that I know I've dedicated a lot of time to. But then usually by the evening of the day that there was some constructive criticism going on, I tend to step back and reflect. In fact, I've been known to be up all night trying to think of ways to better do something whenever I was criticized, because I definitely don't like to displease people. I have a hard time with that.
If you've watched any episodes of Next Great Baker, which cast members do you most relate to, and why?
Well, to be completely honest, I have not seen a Next Great Baker episode. I've seen little bits and pieces here and there online, but I currently don't have cable, and I haven't had cable for some time. So I really can't relate to anyone. I guess if you'd want an answer, I'd like to say that I'm going to most relate to Season 3's contestant, Jenny Carpenter, because it's me, and I guess that's who I know.
Do you feel your skills are better than the previous contestants on Season 1 and 2? How elaborate and creative are your designs?
I think my cakes speak for themselves. I know I gave you a preview at the beginning of the taping in part 1 that really showed off some of my more three-dimensional designs. I think that that is probably one of my strongest suits, is just being able to carve and shape, and I know I really enjoy that. As far as comparing that to other contestants, once again, I'm not sure, but I know for whatever reason I've made it this far, so they've got to be pretty high caliber to begin with.
Tell us about your food industry experience.
Let's see, some of my first jobs were working as waitresses. Oh, and I was a Subway sandwich artist back in the day as well. But I guess really I haven't had a whole lot other than waitressing. I've just recently started to be a chef at a local restaurant, and I think that that's going fairly well for me. I'm learning a lot along the way, but more than anything, I am self-taught, or what skills I have learned, I've learned from watching my mom or my grandmothers in the kitchen.
Do you have cake decorating, baking, or pastry experience?
What you see is what you're getting. That's all there is to it. I have not taken a class. I'm looking forward to spending some time, hopefully in Hoboken this summer, to learn. But like I said, self-taught. If there's stuff that I don't know how to do and I can't figure it out on my own, then I tend to YouTube it or look around online to see if there's some tutorial to kind of help me along the way.
Describe your construction and technical abilities. What's the hardest cake you've designed and made?
The hardest one that I've designed and made was the three-dimensional Littlest Pet Shop bat. It was challenging because it had two separate pieces, and it had these monstrous ears that I had to figure out how to place inside the headpiece without them collapsing. I thought I did a really good job of balancing out everything, because it's almost like when you create a three-dimensional design, you have to deconstruct it before you can construct it to know how the structural components are going to kind of sync together. And once the headpiece was done and I put it on the body, it kind of started to tilt back, kind of like my neck is, and I felt that I felt for sure it was going to fall, so I had to rework last minute to do that, and that was probably the most challenging, definitely the most stressful. But the one that probably looks the most challenging that I've done is my garlic clove cake, and I did that like in 2.5 hours one night before I wanted to take it into work the next day. So it really just kind of depends on the mood that I'm in and the interests that I have in what I'm doing. You know, people talk a lot about their background or their personal style, like their culinary style. I think mine is just really traditional with a little bit of a twist. You know, a standard chocolate cupcake isn't too terribly intense. However, I've got peppermint in there just because as the summer heats up, I think mint is a cooling combination. And then just, you know, to add a flower or so to it, I think it just really pops the color and creates a new element. I'll spin those around for you. They're going to look really pretty.
Is there a specific genre of food or desserts you like to bake or cook?
I'm definitely a fan of anything cake related. I'm learning more so on cookies, but I love making cake. I think it's great. I also am a big fan of the citrus pies. I love the key lime pies and lemon meringue. I really enjoy making both of those, probably just because it's a tradition in my family. And I'm also a huge fan of cobbler, and I enjoy making that as well.